Harry!
Seinfuck.
You know, I really think it was a bold artistic direction when we decided the podcast wasn't going to be funny anymore.
You think so?
Yeah,
You think so?
I really think so. I think we're really getting down to brass
You know what I
tacks.
think is so interesting is that you think other people care what you think. And that's part of the reason we made this change, Robert, is because they don't. And we have to keep them listening somehow. And telling them in a monotone voice, Malcolm, back me up on this, things they don't care. Thank you, Malcolm, for doing that without knowing what I was going to say next. That is why you are the best. Without knowing... Talking about things they don't give a shit about, Robert, is what keeps us in rarefied air in podcast land.
Yeah. Why do you sound like you're about to cry? If discourse is to be respected.
Yeah, he's done the voice.
It's the only voice you can do. Yeah, he's done it.
No, I think it's a bold claim to be like, listen, to start off the podcast being like, we're not being funny anymore, as if you were to rely on the fact that you're not feeling funny anymore. But Harper and I, we got a lot in the tank, all right?
Absolutely.
I'm here to agree. I'm here to, talk about whatever we need to talk about, memes.
Yes.
Meme culture.
True.
What do you meme about that?
Piss.
Board gives piss, poop, and cum. Those are the three.
The three fluids. The three real humors.
It's called piss humor, buddy.
Oh, God. Do you know about the humors, Malcolm?
Of course I do. I'm a comedian.
Shut the fuck up, you piece of shit.
Don't go into an explanation, Robert. Just say their names.
Yeah, actually, what are they? It's like the different bile.
Oh, come on. You don't even know what they are?
Black bile, choleric.
I know the concept, yeah.
Phlegmatic.
I know the colors are like black, red, green, and yellow, I think.
Or something, yeah.
Yeah.
It's caloric, phlegmatic.
I thought the three humors were slapstick, prop, and race. Like, I thought that was
race. That's a big swing. And they're four humors, Malcolm.
The fourth one, the fourth, observational.
Oh, yeah. What's the deal with race humor?
Can you make any observational humor between the two of you? Do you have the capability?
Not really.
It's not my strong suit. I'm much more slapstick, but obviously we're a podcast, so
yeah, we should really hit each other in the nuts one day.
Yeah. Do some. Yeah, Sasha, put in some like banana slipping and some like crashing of pots and pans. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Robert, we were talking about this the other day.
Yeah, we were. Shit, I totally forgot.
Where we were saying, we're like, what if we did like, who would we be of like the Three Stooges? Like, who would be our, like, who is each of us? I was going to say, Harper, you're the most Mo-ish.
Damn.
But I also don't fully remember who Mo is.
I really don't think we like align properly on a Three Stooges level.
Malcolm, I'd say Curly is you. And Robert's the other guy who's not Mo or Curly.
Larry.
That guy.
Sure. Why not?
I've never watched a single Three Stooges, so
yeah, I think like if the Marx Brothers are a little too like out of the times for us, there's no way we're gonna get the Three Stooges.
Okay, the Marx Brothers are timeless. First of all,
yes,
Duck Soup is a yearly viewing for me. Duck Soup is incredible. Is it
actually?
Absolutely. Duck Soup, Office Space, The Big Lebowski. These are all movies I keep on loop. Do you guys have any like that, or am I crazy?
No. I have a couple. One that I like, and maybe just because it's like just comfort viewing, even though I don't think it's like a perfect movie, but I really love it, is Face Off.
Face Off is good. I'm tired of people saying it's not a perfect movie. Like
it's a fun movie.
It's a great movie.
Very fun.
It's almost perfect. That movie, and then I sometimes go back to it. I haven't watched it in like 2 years. I like to go back and watch Armageddon as well, which is also an incredible movie.
That's craptastic. I hated watching that for the first time, but I have watched it several times.
And then you because you can absolutely like turn your brain off, like you just took a fucking half like a fifth of whiskey is the equivalent of your brain shutting down to watch that movie.
The thing is with Armageddon is that the DVD sound like commentary track is incredible because in one of the moments Ben Affleck is like talking, and then he goes, wouldn't it be easier? Because obviously the premise of Armageddon is that the NASA trains miners to become astronauts to blow up an asteroid.
Wouldn't it be easier to train astronauts to be miners?
Yeah. And Michael Bay's response is, shut up.
I love that.
I've read that on the internet so many times. I cannot. It hurts my brain.
At you, huh?
Oh,
big
pop
reader.
culture reading.
Big literary on the internet.
Yeah.
Huh?
I listened to that, all right? It's way better when you hear it.
What is this? Why are you acting like this is stolen valor? It's just like,
I heard a voiceover meme. A voiceover meme where someone voice acted.
I encountered it organically, you poser.
That's what you did.
Yeah.
I didn't fucking know. That's what he just did.
No, that's what you did.
That's what you
says
did.
He listened to the commentary, and I just said I
so
found it on the
many
fucking
times.
internet.
I've read that on the internet so many times.
You didn't spend an hour and a half watching the movie with a commentary track where multiple people
because I
are
have
talking
better
over each
shit
other.
to do than watch DVD commentary. You fucking
It's a lost art. It's a lost art.
Name two things, Robert, that are more important.
Literally jerking off and sleeping
okay.
are more
You got
productive
one.
than
You
both
got
of those.
one.
Sleeping is
You got
not more
one.
productive.
I jerk off when I sleep. What?
Can you?
You jerk off while you sleep?
No, that's what you said. I got one, and I named two things.
You hear that coming from Robert's room?
Well,
at
we
night,
don't
Malcolm?
agree with one of the. I don't agree with one of the two. That's the
That's
thing.
exactly.
So you
I'm not
got
going to tell you which one it is, by the way.
Oh,
You
wait,
have to
hold-
guess which one is not productive.
Ah, God.
It comes from Robert's room at night. Malcolm, you hear like.
Yeah, it's part of my sleep routine. As I get my fleshlight out, I lube it up, and I
You just fall asleep with your dick, and honestly, kind of nail gun behavior. I think that would be a standard for me if I had a. I cannot afford a pocket pussy. Okay, that is a $60 expenditure that I'm not willing to put down.
yeah. I can't afford
don't
a
have a work
pocket
credit card
pussy.
yet.
If it didn't have pussy in the title, it would be an incredible name for this episode.
I've asked Malcolm to get on Seinfuck LLC, and he's told me several times that he has other projects that are getting in the way of him filing. So I'm
That's
not really
true,
sure
that's
what those
true.
projects are.
Yeah,
He
we
says
got to
they're
make
big
sure this
things.
tax exempt of all things.
No, I'm just listen. I'm in recording. I've been working with some people trying to record commentary tracks over shitty Netflix movies, but it's been I'm not getting I'm just not getting the inroads that I want. Apparently, Netflix doesn't like that. Apparently, I'm infringing on their IP.
Yeah.
The world's gone to shit. Okay, you can't even make funny video commentary anymore. I was taking a drink when you said that. I almost died.
I
know.
think I
was like,
think
that's not as funny as the reaction you gave it.
It's funny. No, it is. Can you just imagine, like, just you and two other broke ass, like, fucking mate? You know what I like to think is that a lot of the people that do this shit are, the bridesmaids never brides people. People who
absolutely.
It's like the main cast isn't there for recording, but that's just like the B tier. Oh, like I remember this scene. We shot a dozen takes. Blah 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 blah. But like,
a
none
guy
of the
who was
people
on
are in the
set for
scene.
5 days.
Yeah,
is the one
exactly.
leading.
I would actually just love this, but we just put it exclusively up on Indian pirating websites.
Exactly. Like you and two industry hanger-ons that you know, Malcolm, just like on a couch talking about a movie that sucks.
There's a few Vancouver actors that I know who are like the biggest fucking like basically I would call them star fuckers, where they literally go like, look at me and so and so on this movie. It'll be like, oh, one is the guy I used to work with. And he was like, oh, yeah, I was just on set with Luke Perry. And then you like see what he did. And it was like, he's always playing barista or like, the
that's
deputy.
rough. Or his entire bit was like cut for time from the final cut of the movie.
Oh, it's not even that. It's that they don't cut for time because he's the guy who goes, here's your coffee. And that's his whole
Copy
spiel.
that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then, but on Instagram, he's like, me and my old friend Luke catching up. And you're like, are you fucking kidding me?
Well, congratulations to the spirit of Luke Perry.
Congratulations to the spirit.
Yeah, congratulations. I hope things are going okay with you. I hope the temperature is good.
Let's pray. Let's pray over his spirit, shall we? All right. Bow your heads, please.
Yeah.
Malcolm,
Lead us through it. Lead us through it.
Father in heaven, we genuinely ask you to guide Luke Perry's spirit. Those Hollywood celebrities often get up to shenanigans, and we want to ensure that if he has done well in your eyes, that you lead him into your kingdom. Is in your name we pray. Amen. Now, Robert, you would have prophetized that. You would have destroyed that. You would have ruined that good moment, Robert. You would have destroyed that prayer.
I didn't.
You would have if it was you giving that prayer, and that's why you're not the prayer leader on this podcast. By the way,
That's true.
You would.
Welcome to Seinfuck. We've gone hard Christian. To
exactly.
quote.
I've been looking into some really interesting stuff, Robert. Do you know anything about Gnostic Christianity?
Yeah, I actually do.
I don't, so you can explain it to me.
This is so funny, Malcolm. So, like a couple hundred years after the death of Christ, a bunch of weirdo pagans got together and were just like, well, I have the true knowledge of Christ and where he came from. And if you want to know, you got to pay. And they would give you the Gospel of Judas. And I don't know if you've ever read fan fiction before, especially fan fiction that's supposed to diverge from an actual point in a story like this does.
Mm-hmm.
But their big difference is the disciples are giving communion with each other. And Jesus walks in and very snidely goes, ha, 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 ha. Oh, that is good, guys. That's funny. And they're like, what's the matter, Rabbi? We're praying to our God here. And he's like, oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, your God will really appreciate that. And they're like, what? What are you talking about? He's just like, are you not the son of our God, Rabbi? And he's just like, when I'm gone, you guys don't know who the hell I am. And Judas,
that's a sect?
That's a sect. Judas supposedly stands up and he's just like, I know who you are. You come from the realm of Barbalo, descendant of the Archons, and I know who you descend from, whose name I am not worthy to speak. And then Jesus is just like, correct, Judas, and come with me, and I have a private lesson for you as a reward for answering that trivia question.
This sounds like you were just like pitching a scene from The Righteous Gemstones. Like
it does kind of sound like that a little bit.
Which I loved as a show. Highly recommend that show.
But the real thing with Gnosticism is that they don't believe in material reality. They believe in the spiritual reality.
The hard separation.
Yes, between the versus where in most Christian sects there is a sort of a bleeding of divide where this is the material world is the domain of God.
There's a belief that like the physical embodiment of God was significant in Jesus.
Whereas it's not.
They even go so far as to say that he didn't suffer on the cross at all. It's insane. Can you imagine him just like stoically standing there and people walk by and they're just like, well, you're the son of God. Of course you're not suffering. He's just like, yeah, I'm just kind of here until I expire. That didn't happen.
Yeah, that's kind of an insane thing to do. It's just like have him. Yeah, just a thing. He was just like, yeah, I'm just chilling, just waiting,
chilling
to go.
On the cross.
I'll be good in a few.
But I get what you're saying about biblical fan fiction because I was actually reading about it. You know about the Holy Grail, right?
Yeah, that's Enoch and stuff, right?
But it's like absolutely fake.
Yeah, no, for real.
It's like it was made up by like a Middle Ages poet, like a couple of Middle Ages poets who were writing like King Arthur style fan fiction, who were just like, well, we gotta find something that the knight's got a quest for. Oh, well, it's the Holy Grail. They caught Jesus's blood in a cup. That's got to be special, right? And then they just like connected an existing story to that cup that is like not described at all. This is the shit that Indiana Jones' dad almost died over. This is Sean Connery. That's what he spent his life pursuing.
God forbid some like ancient people's like had an imagination like
like there's like a Babylonian god called like Marduk or Marmaduke. The Babylonian god Marmaduke.
God Marmaduke.
I don't think that's right. But he's like this was like an old classics class I took. The way he was described was he was just like, yes, and he fought the twice god who was powerful than two gods, and the only way he could beat him by slaying the other gods and anointing him with their crowns so that he became a thrice god. And it's just like, this is I feel like we had better lore on the playground.
There was something like that going around, and this is why the Book of Enoch is only respected in where is it? It's like Ghana or something like that, like Ethiopia.
Timbuktu.
Ethiopia is where
I don't think there's not a large following even over there. So.
In Ethiopia, sure there is. They have their own actual sect in Ethiopia.
They are majority Christian.
Yeah. No, I know that. I'm saying that, but this book in particular, they're not.
It's like the only place it's accepted.
Malcolm, we're sending you out there with the Book of Enoch, and you got to convince them.
That's just listen. What is it? We're gonna do the Book of Enoch.
You know what the Book of Enoch's about, right, Malcolm?
I have no idea. I don't know
man.
religion.
Bad Christian alert.
No, he's not a Christian.
Yeah, I don't know. I see Malcolm at Bible study. Yeah, me and him. We
You see a guy who looks like me.
Yeah, you get Bible study in the same way that Mike Johnson Bible studies with his son about porn.
That's crazy to say entirely. Crazy.
He said it unprompted. Like that was an elected politician was like, I gotta let the people know.
Yeah. My son and I keep each other accountable, so we watch the right or not enough porn, or the wrong. We don't watch porn.
Yeah, she's got some good titties, right? Right, son?
We'll talk about Enoch in a second, but I got to tell you guys something. I'm kind of tired of people telling me when they jerk off. I'm kind of tired of hearing that my friends jerk off. I don't want to. I don't want to talk about jerking off with you.
It's like 90% of what we talk about on this podcast.
Listen.
Yeah, it's part of the humors of
exactly.
Piss coming
shit. Yes.
Yeah. Piss humors.
Yeah, piss poop and
piss poop.
PPC, baby. Keep it PPC.
PPC. Keep it PC. But I was gonna say one thing that's happened recently in my algorithm is that kind of on topic of like the Christianity stuff is that I get some like shitty every once in a while my algorithm tries to flip me right wing. They're like, what if you went right wing? And I go no. And one of the right wing things they like fed into the algorithm was they're like Christianity. They were like there was some podcast bros who were doing like was Jesus a short king? Like that was their.
Wasn't everyone short back then?
I mean, yeah,
exactly.
Statistically.
Of course, he's a short king. They're all short kings. All right, all the disciples were short kings. They're like there was like Jesus did not stand. He was not like 7. He's not like 6'5" in a time when like the
beach god rippling muscle.
In a time when everyone was barely 5'1".
You literally don't know that though.
This is why I don't.
This is conjecture and it's baseless.
This is why I don't trust
he's
short
an
white guys.
average-sized person. I don't think he was particularly tall, but I don't know. Is it fair to say he's a short king? Like I thought it was just crazy.
If he wanted to be, he could dwarf you. If he wanted to, he could. That's the whole thing.
He doesn't want to. That's
if he's
the whole
king of
thing.
the Jews and he was average size, he wouldn't be really a short king.
Ha 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 ha. So you have termed him, Robert. Ha ha ha.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't believe in material reality.
It was that one which I thought was very funny because they were making they didn't have a passionate argument. They were just like kind of similar here. Oh, everyone was short, but they were also going like, short kings, are the best kings or something. There's one guy going like that, and I go, I don't know about that either.
You're just saying that because you're not short.
No, that's true. That's true.
You're just you're a pharaoh. You're a tall pharaoh.
I'm a tall pharaoh. I guess that's the thing. I respect my short kings because I'm part of the tall pharaoh club.
Wow.
And pharaohs got to eat.
Exactly. And then I also saw some other Christian ones where it was this guy who was basically doing Where's Waldo, but it was like Jesus, and it would be like, do you see Christ? Can you
like
find Christ before this video? If you see, and then he goes, if you've seen Christ in this photo, like and subscribe. I was like,
and just like it's 0, no one likes, no one subscribes. So like I didn't see Jesus.
He's like, this apple is the apple that Eve ate. Would you eat this apple? If not, like and subscribe. And say I gotta find this guy.
Content is what this sounds like.
Oh yeah, no, it's AI slop content, but it's a guy who's using AI slop like images to do crazy preacher stuff.
Nice. We love to see that trend continue on Facebook where they think that Jesus is like half crustacean, or the bots probably think Jesus is half crustacean more likely. There are so many bots on Facebook, I hesitate to tell you there are any actual users left at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the guy's name is Servant Mindset. That's the name of the channel.
Let's
go. Servant Mindset. There was some insane thing this morning as I was making coffee. So Malcolm got up.
No, not let's go. That guy's fucking crazy. I know.
Is he crazy?
Wait,
he is.
Wait, right. I was thinking about the girl who's hitchhiking from like China down to Cape Town.
So?
What do you mean so?
Well, what about it?
She's hitchhiking through the Middle East, like down through the Middle East, down through Africa, all the way to Cape Town. And she's TikToking about it.
It's fake.
It's fake.
What do you want me to say? No, she's not.
Man. I don't know.
Do you think okay, let's put a woman in her right mind as part of this thought experiment. So we've made her a man, and now we're going to say that this woman will be hitchhiking through the Middle East. Okay? You follow? Robert, sit up, Robert. Sit up.
I don't know what do you want me to say? You're going to start speaking to women.
Yes, they need a voice, Robert, and I'm a good ally. So instead of doing this in the parameters which they've laid out, which is that hitchhiking being that they ask strangers to give them rides somewhere and TikTok about it, you convince people you're doing it and you arrange transportation through the most dangerous place to be a woman.
Just like, yeah, it doesn't, like, unless she's like literally like in front of a green screen and just, you know.
Oh, she's definitely not in front of a green screen.
That is the whitest kids you know bit where they were just like, see this black guy? And there's a green screen. He's just totally gone. He's just like, we were never in any danger or something like that. Just had a great idea.
Oh my God.
We're going to send Malcolm TikToking and hitchhiking through the most dangerous place to be over 6 foot and white, France.
That's very cool.
Okay. Explain the reasoning.
Yeah, I'm curious about it. I think it's because I speak English.
Have you ever met a more detestable people? Below 5'9"? I think I speak for everyone when I say I have never seen a tall Frenchman. And I don't think they really exist. I think they came from Sweden and learned French.
What about one of the tallest NBA players right now, Victor Wembanyama?
He is France. He is French.
Who is from France?
He's from France.
He's French. Well, he's half French.
You're gonna put us through this, are you? You're gonna put us through this conversation.
He's considered the greatest NBA prospect of the last 15 years.
And then they traded him, right?
No, they did not trade him. He's literally on the Spurs. He's the heir apparent to Tim Duncan and Dave and something Jackson.
Yeah, you said it like Christopher Moltisanti. You said heir apparent.
Listen, I am a little Italian. It slips out every once in a while. What am I supposed to do about that?
He's the heir apparent. What do you want me to do
about it?
That's fine. No,
yeah,
I don't know. I can't really think of a more dangerous place for you to hitchhike, Malcolm. Nobody would like you in France. They just would take one look at you.
I mean,
I don't speak their language, and frankly, they know as a Canadian, I won't.
I don't think France is really the exception there.
Yeah, we'll send them through. Quebec.
That's such a mean thing I just said.
We'll make you walk through Fraser Street barefoot at night and see what happens.
Jesus. You're going to be walking around East Hastings with just, I don't know. What would be the most dangerous thing to walk around with East Hastings with?
Crack.
Honestly, yeah, some sort of drug.
A briefcase full of, this is a bit that we already did. It's a briefcase full of fentanyl that says fentanyl on the outside.
Or just a briefcase that says fentanyl that has anything inside.
Robert, I don't know if you've noticed this, but like a lot of people are really like some of the heavy drug users in Vancouver. You really know who they are because they're all like really hunched over. So I'd have to be dragging that case just so that they could see it.
Oh,
it's so sad.
That is
really sad.
That's
really sad.
Especially because most of them were like, they kind of went the other way that Luigi Mangione could have gone. Like they got addicted to like painkillers where like after a back injury.
Yeah, unfortunately, Luigi and Mangione got addicted to being based. So I don't know.
He got addicted to saving the United States.
Listen, guys. All right, we've been over this. It wasn't him. He didn't do it. Stop acting like he did it because he didn't, right?
He was at a poker game with me that night.
Night.
Slept
we were
over.
Playing poker.
He had a call with his girlfriend.
Beautiful girlfriend, all right? And that's from Hawaii.
We weren't having gay sex and pretending to play poker.
That's not what we were doing with the Earl of Sandwich.
My ultimate Judge Judy triumph would be putting Malcolm on trial. Just a total bullshit thing. Yeah, just a total bullshit thing that gets made up for him to be on Judge Judy. I've seen people do it before.
I mean, it's gotta be something to do with the podcast, and then like Malcolm really has to ham it up for it.
That would be sick, Malcolm. You should sue me or something for damages.
We should. But we have to fake like. Do we fake like a case? Like it's like you are like I'm like your landlord, or we have to have a story like to increase.
Okay, yeah.
What's our story? Why did what happened? Did I accidentally kick your dog or something, or I broke a skateboard, or no, I tech decked you onto you, and the tech deck went into your eye, and then you're you needed
you were tech decking off his penis, and somehow that made him have erectile dysfunction.
No, it needs to be real enough to get on Judge duty.
Yeah,
that's pretty real to me.
Too hot. Oh no, it's a too hot sauce. It was I made you a bowl of noodles, but I put in a Pepper X Last Dab style hot sauce, and it wasn't. And then you had a really upset stomach, and you think now that because you have GERD, it was my fault.
Yeah, you gave him IBS.
You guys don't watch Judge Judy, do you?
No,
I haven't watched it in a year.
Most of the time, it's just well, he drove my quad into my hot tub and broke it.
It's the pettiest shit that you can imagine. So think.
So I have to go pettier. Okay, that's perfect.
Extremely petty.
Yeah. I like the idea of how petty. Is it I put my coat on a hook on your wall, and because my coat was full of stuff, it ripped the wall, and that's why you have to sue me.
It's got to be more dramatic than that.
Your Honor, we were having gay sex for months and months, and he didn't pay rent. He didn't do the dishes. He didn't do anything, Your Honor. And then he wants to come to me talking about how I owe him non-committal relationship reparations that are legal in some states when you are with somebody over a certain period of time. I don't believe that I owe him anything, especially not for the gay sex we had.
Honestly, it could do it.
I'm saying
that would be. I think that's enough.
That's enough, right?
That is enough.
And then Judge Judy would inevitably ask you to describe how good the gay sex was, so you got to be ready for that one. She'll be like, "Was it good?"
I don't know.
Is that what you would say?
I'd be like, listen,
it was okay.
I've had a lot of other gay sex since then.
I've had better.
And I just, as I think about it, I've had better.
And then you got the courtroom laughing, McLeod. That was a 1-2 right there.
Not only are you going to win this small claims court, you're going to make sure the world knows his dick is trash.
We've both been losing weight, and we're both listen, it's just a little bony now, right? It's just it used to be more, yeah.
I just be the stand no, it's not. No, it's
just
not.
Like the bailiff. He's got his thumb tucked under his belt, and he's just chest giggling, trying not to let it out.
Yeah.
Your Honor, you could bounce a quarter off of my ass. Your Honor, you could bounce a fucking loony off my ass. Easy. You could bounce anything you wanted to off there. And he tried. That's the reason we're in court.
Demonstrate for the court. Yeah, I've got a silver dollar here.
Yeah, I'm laying down on the fucking floor, the hardwood floor.
Beans you in the butt with a silver dollar, and it bounces 6 feet up.
Scream I got shot. Well, the quarter bounced, so Mr. McLeod, you have to pay his restitution.
I'm suing him. I'm counter-suing because I flicked a quarter on his ass and it got into my eye because it bounced so good.
It bounced so hard. He owes me 6 months of back rent.
Oh, I'll give you back rent right here, and then I start throwing it back.
Yeah, I'll give you some back.
Yeah.
I'll give you some back shots.
The court's cheering and hooting and hollering, and then Judge Judy ends it, and she's just like, I order both of you gay to get out of my court and never show your fucking faces here again.
I announce that you all are banned from the great state of Mississippi. This is Ohio.
I sentence you to fucking death.
I sentence you to Ohio.
That's not that bad. Ohio is great. If you send me to Pittsburgh or something. I don't know.
I've seen stuff. Pittsburgh seems like it could be kind of cool.
It's been gentrified. What U.S. city is really slow? Besides the obvious, besides Los Angeles, there are nice pockets of Los Angeles. You can't just fucking say Los Angeles is a shithole.
Yeah, I think getting sent to Little Rock would be kind of
Little Rock's bad.
Little Rock, Arkansas.
Little Rock. I think Little Rock, Hartford would be very good as well. Being stuck in the drive over state of Connecticut, where you just got to drive through it.
New Hampshire would be pretty bad.
I don't think Connecticut would be too bad. They're literally the richest people in the world live in Delaware.
Specifically Hartford.
Yeah, Hartford is...
talking Hartford. Yeah, you're not in one of those wealthy suburbs. You're in downtown Hartford.
You're like a fisherman.
It's like Sioux Falls, Idaho. That's like it's like very pretty, but everyone is on like can't afford anything. Like the average like yearly salary is like $4,000. It's insane.
The issue with is like with being, I think Little Rock would be my answer because like you got no sports teams. You got to drive down Hillary Clinton Boulevard every single day. You've got
that's where Malcolm draws the line. That's funny. I really wish that you should start doing an alt-right persona, Malcolm.
The money is there.
You have to start making every bit like you do like a really hateful thing, but it always comes back around to how this is the reason you don't have a girlfriend.
And then like
I'll go
your girlfriend
Tim Pool.
walks like out like in and out of the back frame as you're doing the bit.
That's good.
Yeah, it's just like that. I don't know her.
That's my sister. That's my sister. Don't worry about her. That's my sister.
Yeah, that's my sister. My sister with big. Yeah, my hot sister. All right,
my sister.
No, I'm just kidding, guys. I don't know her. She's an employee.
Jesus Christ.
She's an employee. She's actually it's AI. That's my AI girlfriend.
That's my AI girlfriend.
Not really my girlfriend. More like my AI associate. My AI employee. Yeah, not like I respect women, guys. Not like I respect women, but AI, I have to respect AI. Yeah, just imagine you're making a nice, tasty peach cobbler in your kitchen, and you're divvying it up. And Ben Shapiro walks in, uninvited, of course. He lives next door. But he has like the ability to enter your house, or maybe just the gumption to.
Yeah, he's like the wacky sitcom neighbor who like has no boundaries. That would be awful.
That would suck. Can you imagine?
God, I know Daily Wire tried to got into the content game for a little bit. Seems like they may have bankrupted themselves by doing that. But like, my God, if they had done like a classic like 90s
like
sitcom,
3-wall sitcom,
or it's like Ben Shapiro, it's like, it's my wacky Jewish neighbor Ben.
It's just doing a full multicam 3-wall multicam fucking sitcom.
Malcolm, you're in there with your black girlfriend, and he's just like,
oh, I didn't know you had any company today, Malcolm. I guess I'll just be leaving.
You're just like, no, Ben, this is actually great timing. This is my girlfriend Clarissa, and he's just like,
you're what?
I can see also one episode. It's just like you know how like sitcoms used to have like when they had like a big guest star, it'd be like
they go crazy for the big guest star. They go wow like that.
Yeah, you hear a voice and it's just like you think it's Kermit the Frog, and then it like spotlights. Miss. Yeah, he just said something. It's like, you're a little Miss Piggy, aren't you?
What the fuck?
It goes like full, Rainbow Connection with Jordan Peterson. Like, there's a dude with his like hand up the stool, and Jordan Peterson's got a banjo, and he's singing
That's
All White Connection.
The All White Connection.
The haters, the racers, and me.
No woke moralists.
Why are so many songs written by black people? We could sit down and write a Jordan Peterson Rainbow All White Connection parody of Rainbow Connection. We could do that. I'm not saying we should, but we could.
And that's when, Robert, you come in as Bernice, his girlfriend. And the whole crowd goes, woo!
No. He's doing. It's Candace Owens. We established.
Oh yeah, still Candace. Okay, it'll still be Candace Owens. Good. Yeah.
But her name is
How does
Bernice
Candace Owens sound?
She sounds like a black woman. Robert, do you have a problem with that?
No, she doesn't.
That's a crazy. What does a black woman sound like?
What does a black woman sound like?
How about you tell me how a black woman sounds, Harper?
Well, it sounds kind of like you don't know. Candace Owens sounds like a black woman who desperately does not want to be a black woman. Yeah, Malcolm's watching Shane Gillis. Give us a brain dead laugh. Yeah, that's good.
Hey, honey, what are you watching?
Shane Gillis.
Oh, you're so funny, honey. Who's there at the door?
Malcolm, you sounded so fucking annoying.
Yeah, I did when my girlfriend was Candace Owens.
It was just like, I'm watching my clip. And
shut the fuck up, dude.
Jesus.
Oh, sorry. What was the next line you had?
I was queuing up Ben Shapiro to burst into the room.
No, you have to get
You gotta get a zinger in before Ben Shapiro pops it.
Yeah.
You ever watched a sitcom, dude?
I have. Okay, wait. So I said, let's see.
You said, "What's up, baby?" You know,
What's
like
up,
that. You know,
baby, and then you're
Yeah,
just
that's
watching
good.
Shane Gillis. Just like, oh, you're always watching your Shane Gillis clips. When are you going to watch some real content like Turning Point on?
oh, you couldn't even say
I
that.
can't
do
couldn't
it.
dismount. I'm sorry. I can't
Yeah, you
do
were so
this
close.
because I deeply hate these people.
All right, go ahead.
That's fair.
Malcolm.
I also hate these people. Also, I don't like that I'm playing myself in this world.
It's just so
As if
so
I've
much
been-
funnier if you do, Malcolm.
It kinda
like,
is.
like I got like the cast where they're like, listen, we saw you at a show. You were really funny. Here's a ton of money.
Hey, I was watching that
And
one
now,
CVS
This is
commercial
your
you
show,
were in.
Malcolm.
I did a show recently, and someone did call me in the audience. I didn't know who they were. They were kind of drunk. They were like, yeah, you remind us of Shane Gillis. You're like a Shane Gillis of improv. I go, I don't ever want to hear that again.
You're the Shane Gillis of improv. Hell yeah, dude. You're the Jerry Seinfeld of improv, bro.
I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
So he's just annoying.
he's successful. I'm like, listen, if I could sell out bigger venues, I'd do that. But like, I don't know how to take that.
Just
in
gotta
that
start
moment.
drinking more beer. That's what he means.
I gotta drink more Bud Lights. That was my next line. I was gonna be like, hey, babe, get me a Bud Light.
That is good. That is good. I
Just
love
give me
how
a
annoyed
Bud.
Malcolm is. I
Just
love
gi-
how annoyed Malcolm is with Candace Owens being in his fucking living room, even though he's supposed to be dating her.
You cue in and say, "Oh, give me a bud."
I think me and the boys are gonna go have gay sex later.
Sasha, uproarious laugh. Hysterical laugh. Good.
And by gay sex, I mean playing pool.
Door knocking sound, Sasha. The door bursting open.
What the hell are you talking about in here? I was just sitting outside your door. I heard you talking about gay sex. What kind of fucking joke is that?
It's just us talking, all right? You're welcome to join, but I know you have Shabbat later. Also, I want to say, like in the visual is that I'm giant and like Ben is just like his weird dick, like,
He's like the size of Jerry. It's like a little tiny mouse.
Yeah, he's like a little mouse. What was the name of this sitcom, by the way?
The
What was
It was the
McLeod
Malcolm
show.
McLeod show.
No, it's not the Malcolm McLeod show.
It's the Malcolm McLeod show.
No, it's not the Malcolm McLeod show.
Your best
Oh,
frenemy
no.
is with Ben Shapiro, and you're gonna get in a jam, and Ben Shapiro is gonna save you, and you're gonna be like, "Well, Ben, I guess you're not such a bad guy after all."
The Daily Malcolm. It's the Daily Malcolm.
That's good.
It has to be the Malcolm McLeod show. I'm sorry.
I like the
No, it
Malcolm
does not
McLeod
have to
show a
be
lot.
that. I will not allow that my name to be put into this fucking content.
I just love the idea of Malcolm absentmindedly watching shorts and someone just bad things happening
this
around
is
him and him
good.
trying to disenfranchise, but he can't.
Maybe Robert was onto something when he said this episode has lost.
It's just we're kind of fucked. We're kind of
Oh.
fucked. All right. This is a user submission from someone who would like to be known as Bob B. Not Bobby, Bob B.
Bobby.
Bobby.
Babo.
I think he's evil. I think Bob B is evil.
That's true. It's so true.
He's an evil version of
I
him.
think we
This-
know Bobby.
Yeah, potentially. This is his song recommendation is Oakley Dokley by White Wine Spritzer, or is it White Wine Spritzer by Oakley Dokley?
I would assume that it's Oakley Dokley by White Wine Spritzer.
No, I think. Well, no, is Oakley Dokley that like Flanders band?
Yeah,
Or
it
there's, like,
might
a-
just be that Flanders themed metal band.
I see. Okay.
So I mean, either way, I love it when a band name and the song that they came up with could be interchanged. I
It
always
could
like,
be very
'cause I'm like, what
interchangeable.
song? What would a song called? What is it? White Wine Spritz? What
White
that would be
Wine
like?
Spritzer.
Spritzer, and then what would a song called Oakley Dokley be like? All right, I'm curious. on both of them.
Sasha, cut in here. You like very loudly correcting us, like just not maybe not loud, just very blown out. How about that? How's that?
Yeah,
Just
get
make your
pissed.
audio really blown out, like you're like
Thrash
2
metal
inches
in the
from, like,
background.
mat. Yeah. Just tell us what the actual right answer is. Thank you.
Thanks.
The band is White Wine Spritzer.
Ow, my ears.
Okay, Bob B would like to know $25K to lick a homeless guy's crack. You don't have to lick the homeless guy's hole, just the ass crack. Do you do it for that money? If not, how much money would you take to do it? Would it
Have we
take
not
you to
answered
do it?
this one before?
No, we actually haven't.
I feel
This
like
is-
we've answered it.
We
I feel like
have
we've
not.
answered similar questions, but this is one of the most horrific versions of this question.
This
I
is a
can
bad
think of.
question. Yeah. Well, it's a
Yeah.
good question, but I don't want to. I would lick his crack. Yeah.
Yeah,
For
I think we all-
25K?
For 25K, I mean,
25K for us is life-changing money, Malcolm.
That-
I
I
just
don't think you
I
understand.
know.
I could leave Arizona with that money.
Yeah.
I could get the
No,
fuck out
I
of here.
know.
he could go
listen,
with it. He could go live in a city with an actual sports team.
That was uncalled for. And you have the Diamondbacks and the Suns. Oh my god!
Yeah,
Now,
actual sports team.
for saying that, when you lick that guy's crack, you have to give 15K of it to Harper, who is crying on camera.
I mean,
right
if
now.
I'm being completely honest, if someone came out after me, waved 25K in front of me, showed me towards a homeless guy's butt crack, and I licked it, I would give at least 10K of that to Harper.
It's nice of you, Robert. Thank
oh,
you.
that's friendship. So you're both doing it for 25K. You wouldn't negotiate to try to get more because it said like 25K, or you could go for more.
I need money so bad. I will take any amount at or above that figure.
So that's like that was like would you do it for less? I guess like the other question.
No.
Uh,
25K. Like what's your like basement?
The floor is
how
10.
low
The floor
can
is
we
the
10.
go?
floor is
low
10
can
for
we
a little
go?
quick lick of the crack. Hey, I guess you don't have to go like really diving into it. You don't have to be like eating it out. You just just a quick like I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't say I have to drag my fucking tongue from taint to top.
No, doesn't
like-
have to touch hole,
Yeah,
just crack.
it says crack.
And I guess
Um,
like if we're really going into it, how high up is the crack? Because if
I
you
don't
could
know.
find a homeless guy with just a
Like if it's John Lennon high, I mean,
if you could find a homeless guy with just really high butt cheeks, you don't even have to really get anywhere close
yeah,
to
you
where
could just
you'd
go
like.
down below the tailbone, and I think that would count. So 10K, I think, is probably the lowest I'd go. 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
10K. Okay. I can't do this for less than 100. I can't. I'm sorry.
$100.
You
Wow,
value
now
yourself.
I'm-
100,000. 100,000.
You're crazy. You're fucking insane. You literally just like bring a bottle of mouthwash with you, and you're fucking fine.
Listen. Here's the thing.
It's the
If I can negotiate for more, I'm going to. All right, that's my first thought. I'm a businessman. All right, I'm looking for my ROI. What's my return on my investment? The return is 25K. Is that a lot of money? Absolutely. All
I'll
right,
give you-
that's a game changer. Yes, absolutely. Now, would I be able to live with myself knowing how I got that money? You know what? Honestly, I could. I would live. I would be able to
Very
live-
much so. Very
Yeah,
much so.
It's just like it just scares me because you just never know. Like you go, like, who is this man? What's his story? Why? Who gave me the money? Like, whose money is this?
Just
Do I
lick the
owe?
crack, immediately spit, gargle with some mouthwash, and take your fucking
Take
money
an
to the
antibiotic,
bank.
I guess the good thing is Bobby didn't say it's like no mouthwash. There's like all these privileges. Some of these twisted fucks who ask questions on this podcast, they had diabolical.
Yeah, that's a fetish. That's a
clauses.
fucking fetish. Let's be
That's a
honest.
fetish. I like that this is not a fetish. It's not, this is not fetish. This is a pure business transaction. You do
Is
a
it
quick lick,
pure?
you get the money.
It's
No,
obscene.
it's not. It's not.
It's a sane conversation about the value of labor and money.
Awful. Just awful. The value of labor and money as it pertains to licking homeless people's ass cheeks?
Not their ass cheeks, just the crack.
No, that's just a greater ask than the cheek, Robert. It's not just. It's not the cheek. It's the crack. Not
The crack
just
is
the crack.
usually exposed to the elements, so it's like you're not even just dealing with sweat. You're dealing with, if it's in Arizona, you could be dealing with such things as sand and dirt.
I'm more concerned with the fact that I don't have 10K and that I would take it after licking a homeless man's ass, regardless of what portion it is. I think that says something about our country.
It does say something about America. I will say that it's a perfect
Canada.
opportunity.
It says something about capitalism.
It's more of a philosophical question about capitalism.
They're
'Cause
they're
we're
really
a podcast where
price
you learn.
gouging the homeless crack market.
True.
Homeless ass crack market. They're price gouging it. They need competition. That's how you bring prices down. That's how you get Malcolm from 100K down to 25K.
Yeah, what are we gonna have to do to get you to get that figure down, Malcolm? We can't afford 100K. Would you take 9?
I would not do 9. I would definitely not do 9.
What if it's
like
his nipple? Would you do
90.
90?
Let's say,
Why
like,
you guys negotiate down? Like, if I get 100K, you each get more than that. Like, I can pay.
This
give
isn't
you,
about
like,
a labor
30
dispute.
Each. I can give you 40.
No. This is about economics. You say you can talk them up. Well, guess what? We can talk you down.
I'm not going down. All right. I can live. I can live with this regret. I'm not
9K
doing
for
it.
licking his nipple.
I'm not licking his nipples for 9K. I'm not
9K.
doing.
Free.
What is he doing with his nipples? It's literally just rubbing against his shirt. That's
This
it.
is the
What
entmalum
if
I'm
it's
talking
pierced?
about right
What if
here.
it's
This is
infected
the reason
because
no
of a
one's doing it.
piercing?
Everyone wants to do
No
gigs.
one fucking wants to work anymore.
Malcolm, why don't you pick yourself up by your bootstraps and lick that homeless man's nipple?
Exactly.
You know what? Now you're radicalizing me, and I need to get on the Daily Malcolm. All right, I need to.
Daily Malcolm. Yeah. Okay. Let's get really into brass tacks. How much would it cost you to shake a homeless man's hand?
Wait, it cost me, so I shake it and I owe money?
No.
Is that-
How much would you're
How
going to
much
do
would
it
we
for
have
free?
to pay you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you
How
do it
much
for
money
free?
are we going to have to pay you for you to touch a homeless man, Malcolm?
Do it for free, Malcolm.
Yeah. Come on. Tell us you'll do this for free.
That's your brother in Christ, Malcolm.
Listen, I would
Oh, ladies
give
and
me
gentlemen.
a dollar, and it goes to charity.
Which charity?
Yeah.
The Malcolm McLeod Foundation? Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Listen, you said you wanted me to play a centrist. This
$20.
is what centrists do.
$20 to shake a homeless man's hand.
$20
$20?
in your
I'll take
hand.
that. I'll
That's
take the
your
$20.
problem right there. That's everyone's fucking problem right there.
My
Despicable.
God.
Yeah, listen, as we've established, I'm a centrist as part of the sitcom deal.
And you were
now.
right to, Malcolm. And you were right to. You were right to take the $20. You wouldn't do it for free. You wouldn't do it for free. There's no reason to do anything for free that you could do for $20.
The horrible stake of being a centrist.
And then you have to find. You look at the $20, and they're playing the moody bass music that they play whenever a character's just done something bad and they know it. And you're looking at the $20, like, man, I could have just shook that guy's hand. Yeah, he like slinks off the scene. The homeless guy's just like, for what it was worth, that was a really good handshake.
You guys were talking me. Listen, this is capitalism. You guys were talking me down. I talked you up. I got $20 now, and I got a good handshake. It's a win-win for me.
I got $10K, and all it cost me was some mouthwash. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
$25,000, and all I had to do was gurgle.
There's too many risks. I think the taste is just the whole thing. Like it's more.
it's going to be salty.
Oh,
It's
your
gonna be a
little
little
taste
salt. It could be
buds are
salt.
so offended.
Yeah. Listen, I don't want to be overwhelmed by this man's umami, all right? Like, I just don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, people have literally spat in your rice bowls, Malcolm. Let's not get it twisted.
That's fun. Whoa. You spat on my rice bowls?
No, I'm just
Instead of
saying.
in my mouth? Oh, my
it
God.
happens.
Well, they don't know I jerked off later, knowing that they knew.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what that
Supply and
special sauce
demand.
is. Supply and demand equals profit.
Yeah, supply plus demand equal profit. Jesus fucking Christ. Well, okay.
But yeah, I'll do it for $25K just to be brethrens with the podcast.
all-
You heard it here, guys.
This is
25K.
solitaire.
25K to get Malcolm to shake a homeless guy's hand, guys.
Yeah.
That's a good